My first question is just if you could tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Natalie. I share pronouns. A rising fourth year chemistry major at Georgia Tech. I'm minoring in sociology. I'm current president of the Georgia Tech Pride Alliance. I've been on the exec team for 3 years. Outside of that, I do anime club. Like I'm, just kind of getting to the end of college at this point. I'm currently in Nebraska.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what are you doing this summer? I know you said you were in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm in Nebraska. I'm doing an REU, which is a research experience for undergraduates.
Okay, so next, could you tell me a little bit more about Georgia Tech Pride Alliance and what your position does?
But we're an undergraduate org that serves as like the LGBT student org, support students, professional development, social support, just like a really big community. It's super awesome. We have a couple of things that we do every year, including Coming Out Week. We have it every fall, leading up to Atlanta Pride. We're having it this fall again. We're gonna go all out finally because of COVID. We've kind of been scaling back, so stay tuned for that. That'll be really exciting. I'm currently the president. I've been the outreach chair my freshman to like sophomore year, and then I was vice president last year, and so I'm currently the president. The president's like our role is kind of overseeing the org. Honestly, there's a lot of work that a lot of public work that I have to do. So the president kind of serves as the face of the org, and then also generally running things, delegating things out to we have a team of 7 people currently. It's usually somewhere between 6 and 8 people that's on the exec team, sort of, keeping that all in check and, keeping the org running, essentially, whatever that entails, because it's really a touch and go kind of position where you just have to react to what's going on around you. So you have to be able to kind of handle a really dynamic environment. But it's an org I love, so I love doing it.
I was gonna say, I noticed the other day I was walking to the flag building and I think I saw you on like a banner. It was like celebrating tech. That was so awesome because I was like,
that was
emailing her.
It was incredible when they approached me for that. I was like, holy cow, because it's this org is genuinely like my baby. I've been a part of it since I came to tech, and it means so much to me. And so when they approached me for the banner, I was like, oh my god, of course I'll do it. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, I think that you're a great representation for this organization. I was gonna ask, you've been on the Pride Alliance since your freshman year, and I was gonna ask how this has shaped your experience, but I feel like you were just touching on that a little bit if you want to go into any more detail.
Yeah, no, totally. I think, at least for me, joining the org originally, I wasn't necessarily closeted, but I definitely wasn't comfortable being out. It's kind of that weird gray space of I wasn't really comfortable with my identity coming into tech. And I think being a part of Pride Alliance, coming in and meeting the exec members for the first time. Jenny Kennedy was the president when I came in, and she was so open and so welcoming, and that's kind of what helped me just kind of grow as a person and be willing to be out in my identity. And then joining the exec team also definitely kind of helped me grow into that. And I think at this point, just because I know where I was when I came in, I just want to be that, I guess, welcoming person for the other people who need it coming in. It's just it's definitely, obviously I'm in a leadership position, but as a person, it also makes me feel like I need to be a leader in a community.
So I'm working with Juniperus. It's a digital marketing company. And during Pride, we were kind of doing a big deep dive into rainbow washing, different Pride campaigns, doing a lot of stuff with that. So I wanted to talk to you, someone on Tech's campus, and kind of get your opinions on these things.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question is, what Pride ads or campaigns have you seen this month that you felt were truly authentic?
Small businesses I know like here in Lincoln and even Atlanta, like a lot of restaurants and stuff like that, or like small businesses, they put up stuff for Pride Month. Often like these are run by queer people, or they're like it feels more authentic because it's not just them definitely trying to sell you something. It's also them just trying to be inclusive. A lot of people understand that inclusivity, although it is good for sales too, I guess, but it's like also, they feel like they have a social obligation to make sure that like people know, hey, we are inclusive, So I think if I see that from like a small business, I feel like it's more authentic. Maybe it's not, but I am likely to think it's more authentic. But honestly, like most big companies and corporations, I don't really believe any of them are really authentic. Do I think they're necessarily like malicious? Probably not, but like I don't really feel like authenticity from it.
Yeah. I know you're not in Atlanta this summer, but what are some Pride events that you're looking forward to or that you've really enjoyed this month?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Atlanta also is very much does their Pride stuff in October usually, especially with Pride Parade. So thankfully I get to double up on my Pride events this year. So I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, which it's such a cool little city. Definitely not as like diverse and inclusive, I would feel like, as maybe Atlanta, but also Atlanta's like well known to be a very queer inclusive city, which is
Right.
super cool. But Lincoln had their second Pride Parade ever this summer. It was last weekend, it was last Saturday, and it was super cool. It was like a lot of local communities. It was like a lot of local churches, which is something really cool that I like to see, because we are in the Midwest. A lot of like multiple like Native American organizations, so like Two Spirit Nation, Lakota, things like that. That was really awesome. A lot of diversity. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Dykes on Bikes. I don't know if you've ever heard the term. It's basically like it's usually queer women that they're motorcyclists, and they're super cool. They're like my favorite thing. A lot of just really awesome groups from Lincoln, and it was incredible. It's the first time I've ever been to a Pride Parade, which is weird seeing that like how involved I am in Pride Alliance, but it was really small. It was really cool. I loved it. And then they had a festival afterwards. They had a lot of like vendors and stuff. It was super cool. And then that night we went to go see some drag performers. They're all local to Lincoln or Omaha. And then we went to a club and also saw drag performers. And it was just it was so cool. I think that that's like Lincoln is pretty new to like doing stuff during Pride Month. So I think that that's like mostly it for this month, but that was like super.
No, that sounds so cool. That sounds
It,
like such a cool like thing that brought so many people together. And I can't believe that was only the second one. Sounds like it went really well and was a good time. So I'm glad.
yeah, it was definitely, it was pretty small too. I was expecting a little more people, but honestly, it was really nice for like, I prefer probably a small parade versus like a massive one.
Right. Oh, that is so cool. So my last question that I have is just how can students get involved with Pride Alliance if they did want to get involved?
So we have meetings every other week. Don't know when they're going to be in the fall. Honestly, we haven't decided yet. But yes, we have we have general body meetings every other week. They usually have a theme, or it's an event, or it's like we bring somebody in. It's super awesome. I look forward to them. And then we have like one-off events here and there. We have an Instagram. It's GT Pride Alliance. Coming to meetings, coming to events. And if anybody's ever like, I know I have people, they maybe aren't the most like comfortable with the like idea, because like some people are closeted, or they're not like, maybe they don't feel comfortable coming out. Like I always say, like message us or email me or email somebody, and we'll talk to you. We'll like go and hang out with you, like we can like, like I really want to make everybody feel like they can be safe and comfortable and happy. And So whatever it takes for you to like have this community on campus, like I will do.
Natalie, you're doing so many awesome things. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.